So the first map that we're going to take a look at is our geographic map. When our geographic map comes up, we'll see that there's not a lot to see at first, but that's okay. So usually the first thing that I do is in the upper left corner, I will zoom this map out to 75 or maybe 50%. If you go out any further than that, the map gets a little bit hard to read. But that's one thing to remember, is if you want to zoom this map in or out, you want to be sure that you're using this built-in zoom feature in the upper left-hand corner, and make sure that you're not using the actual browser zoom. And you do that by holding the control and the mouse wheel in or out. The reason that you don't want to do that is because it affects all of the open pages, and it can cause the items on your station 1 lines and things to distort. So just be sure that your browser zoom stays at 100% and you use the zoom controls within the simulator to, take a look closer or to zoom out for a wider view. Okay, so on the geographic map, you'll see the substation locations, you'll see the rated transmission line voltage, and you'll see the current substation voltages. Substation voltages are visually represented using a blue and yellow combination. So if you see half blue, half yellow, that's 100% of nominal, or 1 per unit. So as the voltage rises, you'll see the station become more and more yellow, and as the voltage lowers, you'll see the station become more and more blue. Now, as long as you are within 5% of nominal, you will only see that combination of yellow and blue. Once you're outside of that 5%, the off nominal value will be displayed in red. So you can see as my voltage gets higher, I'll see 106, 107, 108 inside of a yellow box. As my voltage becomes lower, I will see 94, 93, 92, and so on inside of all blue. Now, one thing that you do need to take note of is the nominal value is taken from the highest voltage present at the station, not the highest energized. So if you have a station that has, a 500 bus that is not energized, and you have your 230 side energized at about 240, the station will display blue with a red 48 inside. So you just kind of have to keep your situational awareness and know that, as long as the energized portion is where it needs to be, then everything's okay. In Cascadia, there are 3 transmission voltages. You'll see 500, 230, and 115. The 500 is red, the 230 is a cyan color, and 115 is purple. So the geographic map is basically the best for getting familiar with the layout of the system itself. So it can kind of tell you which stations are close together and which stations are far apart. And because it's on this nice map of Washington State, you can also see some of the state geography as well. So I can see that there's a big mountain range here in the middle, which this is actually the Cascade Mountain Range, for those of you that are not familiar with the state, which is why the system is very obviously broken up into a western portion and an eastern portion. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a bit.